Greetings, Internet Drinking Buddies. My name is Link. The show's name is Tubbin and Chugging. And on this episode, I'll be imbibing Pimm's #1. Welcome back to the tub, everybody. We've got an absolute classic of a drink that has what mostly eluded me over the years. The old Pimm's cup, the #1 cup. So we'll start with a little brief history lesson before we get to the chugging. So in the first half of the 19th century, had a man by the name of James Pimm, whose signature you can see right there on the bottle. Now, he owned an oyster bar in the city of London, which should not be confused with London. It's a city within a city within a country within a country. They do it weird over there on that there island. But regardless, he owns an oyster bar, and he finds that customers, they like a digestif to go with their oysters, and he just happens to have a gin-based concoction that he thinks people will like, and it turns out he's right. He serves this concoction in a tankard known as a #1 cup, hence the name Pimm's #1 cup. Now, over the years, the success grew. Other spirits were used as the basis of other cups. I think we're up to #6 these days. But it's perhaps most famous for being one of the two staple drinks at Wimbledon, much like a mint julep would be a staple drink at the Kentucky Derby. Now, the drink itself comes bottled at 25% APV, and you can typically find it for about $20 for a fifth, or that translates to $2.13 a drink. Maybe a bit more depending on the store you go to, but it should be fairly widely available, at least here in the States, and definitely over there across the pond, I would imagine. Typically, however, we're not really going to sip this 25% concoction that's served in the bottle straight. That's not really the way it gets done anymore. It's usually the basis of a cocktail. If we go ahead and flip the bottle around, you can see that there is, in fact, a recipe on it, mixing it with a carbonated citrusy drink. Now, the London sort of, or English, I guess, style of lemonade is just to have it carbonated, and so a close approximation of that is CC lemon here, which is a sort of a Japanese style of that lemon carbonated drink. So that's what we're going to be mixing it with. Naturally, we'll just be drinking this out of a simple Collins glass. I've already gone ahead and filled it with ice, so all that's left to do now is to make the concoction. Roughly a shot. Top it off a little bit more. A cocktail so simple you can make it in your hot tub. Obviously, we need a toast. So, here to Serena Williams and Pete Sampras for being the last woman and man, respectively, American woman and man, to win Wimbledon. Cheers to them. Like a soury taste to it. Yeah, the sourness of the Pimm's is really getting kind of accentuated by the lemon in this, it goes like beyond like an iced tea kind of thing. Kind of that iced tea vibe, but like a sour warhead iced tea, if that makes any sense. It's refreshing, but again with that sour vibe coming in of making it sweet. I wouldn't go sweet. Sour is definitely the vibe, but like a sour candy that kind of makes you want to go back in for more, first it's sour, then it's sweet kind of thing. This is kind of the inverse, where it's like a sweet iced tea, lemony kind of iced tea at first, and then a little bit of sour kick that makes you go, I gotta come back for more. Very, very smooth, travels down the throat exceptionally well. Taste, that kind of, again, soury taste kind of lingers on the tongue, but nothing gets clogged up in the throat. It's a very refreshing taste. Keeps you coming back for another sip. Very, very pleasant. Very, very pleasant. I've been on these recent episodes here. I've had a lot of these tea-ish kind of drinks. We had the black tea rum. We had the twisted tea. Nice, refreshing vibe. Very, very in with me right now, at least. Could definitely see drinking this, even in Britain, you know. June is still June. So hot tennis court match. You're sipping back. You've got your funny hat, and you're drinking one of these. Good pairing. Good pairing of a drink. I got nothing bad to say about it, honestly. It's a taste that isn't bland. It doesn't go too crazy in any direction, but it does take you on a little bit of a ride. You know, I'm a fan of a before, middle, and after in my media consumption as well as in my drinks, and this, at least for a beginning and an end. Its middle is kind of an interesting, quick transition, but that might be asking too much of a drink. But just to have a pre-taste and a post-taste, both of which are good, that complement each other well, but are different enough to notice that there's a difference. Good stuff, man. So good. I'm just gonna kill it. Yeah, nothing bad to say about it. We have to consider price. It's definitely always something to keep in mind. At $2.13 a drink, plus you got to add in some sort of crazy carbonated lemon beverage. I imagine it would probably taste fine with like a Sprite. A little bit of lime kick wouldn't hurt it too much, I don't think. But I think the pure lemon is probably what they're going for. If you have like a soda stream, maybe you could just, carbonate some lemonade you've got going on. Still is a bit on the higher end for the dollar to drink ratio that we like here, but it's fine to treat yourself every once in a while. Something like this, you're not going to be doing shots of, you're going to be making drinks, so it's probably going to last you a while. I think it's a fun thing to have on hand. It's a taste that's familiar but unique all the same, in a nice just overall package with some history. Always love to be able to break out a little history with a drink and see which drinks really sort of stand the test of time. But I think that'll just about do it for this episode. As always, let me know if there are alcohols you'd like to see me review, and please drink responsibly.